Maritime security can be used as an umbrella term to define and classify various challenges, threats, and issues pertaining to the ocean and the marine environment. Piracy, terrorism, IUU, breaching of cybersecurity, and illegal migrations are prominent crimes at sea. In today's presentation, we will be discussing on illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. Illegal stands for breaking of laws and regulations of a state or managed area of fishing without permission. Unreported known by not reporting or misreporting catches to national, regional, or local authorities. Unregulated is for fishing by boats without nationality or fishing of stocks that are not managed and protected. IUU fishing is a vast concern addressed by many conventions even before the term IUU was in use.
A study conducted in 2009 roughly estimates that the volume of IUU caught fish was around 10 to 26 million tons, which is equivalent to 11% to 19% of the reported catches, which means annually around $10 to $23 billion goes unaccounted for due to IUU fishing. Due to its illegal and concealed nature, it is difficult to keep track of the statistic accurately, but we do acknowledge that the issue is massive. Hence, the Global Initiative Against Transnational Organized Crime has partnered with Poseidon Aquatic Resource Management to form an IUU fishing index, which assesses the performance of 152 maritime states.
The index assesses responsibility of country with regard to coastal, flag, port, general and type based on a vulnerability, prevalence and response to IUU fishing. After assessing, the state is given a score of 1 to 5, which 1 denoted as the best, also 5 denoted as the worst. Currently, overall world IUU index score is 2.29, with China, Taiwan, Cambodia are the countries with the worst scores, and the best scores attained by Belgium, Latvia and Estonia.
UNCLO is one of the organizations that is established to protect living and non-living resources of the sea. There are few other instruments that embedded with UNCLOS that contributed towards safe guarding of merchant shipping from illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing, and they are Food and Agriculture Organization Clampiment Agreements in 1993 and UN Fish Stock Agreement FAO Code of Conduct for Responsible Fisheries. The Code of Conduct was guided by the International Plan of Action, which elaborated under the Code of Conduct and adopted by the FAO Committee on Fisheries.
Since 1999, agencies in the United Nations other than Food and Agriculture Organization has been paying attention to this IUU issue. Including there are 3 commissions: sustainable development, which supported to the decision to highlight the issues of states to take measure against; the International Maritime Organization, which developed measures to respond to the international calls regarding the issues; International Labour Organization, which established conditions to be met with the orders to working in fishing industry; and last one, United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime.
Organizations apart from UN agencies that put forth measures to address IUU fishing. They are OECD, APEC, and the EU regulation. OECD under the OECD's Roundtable on Sustainable Development to safeguard the world fishery resources launched to task force to tackle the problem posed by IUU fishing. APEC has pledged to achieve UN Sustainable Development Goal number 14 and also put effort in the monitoring, controlling and the surveillance of the Asia-Pacific Ocean. The EU IUU regulation, which was formed in January of 2010, aim to ensure only marine fishing products that are certified as legally by the respective flag state can be imported to or exported to EU. It issue an IUU vessel list regularly based on IUU vessel identified by the RFMO, and it further allow EU operators who fish illegally anywhere in the world under any flag to be brought before the law if they have engaged in IUU fishing.
Okay, now let's see what is RFMO. RFMO is the short term for Regional Fisheries Management Organization. This is a type of international organization that is dedicated to the sustainable management of fishery resource in a particular region. There are 17 RFMOs in total, in which 5 RFMOs known as the tuna RFMOs cover 91% of the world's ocean. All of the above organizations and instruments clearly identify RFMOs and expect their support to raise awareness of these international instruments to their contracting parties.
As per general practices, the expected RFMOs should safeguard the preservation and sustainability of fish stocks that are under their governance for long term. RFMO should recognize issues and handle them hastily to make sure RFMO will stay stable by coming up with a broad span of mechanisms to transfer the leashing of fishing opportunities so all the parties would have equal financial benefits. Also, to make sure non-members are having an interest in fishing by permitting them to purchase and lease fishing opportunities from the RFMO members, and also only the members that were ratified by the UNCLOS or submitted a declaration of commitment to both UNCLOS or UNFSA are considered potential members of RFMO, and all these members need to supply regular performance assessments.
Under conservation, RFMO is expected to collect scientific data as a preventative advance towards overfish stocks. By those data, they are obliged to decide between fishing and non-fishing mortality, the death of fishes that involve catching and not involve catching. If there are target fishes, key prey, 7 species of tuna, none shall violate the fishing limit. All should have a comprehensive understanding about feeding dependencies and the food chain of these targeted species. All should agree to strategically measure the level of fishing, to work on rebuilding fish stocks given that it takes 10 to 30 years of recovery time to increase the biomass of fisheries. Also have built a strategy to identify and measure new or investigative fisheries that has an economical value and govern them to achieve long-term utilization and sustainability of them.
Under compliance and enforcement best practices, RFMO follow a cost-effective system. There is a vessel register they have introduced. Fishing, transshipment and support vessels that are not registered represent as a non-authorized vessel that are not allowed to function in RFMO areas. A registered vessel should get a unique identification number with IMO, International Maritime Numbers and radio call signs. Through these registrations, a centralized monitoring system will monitor the vessels that are operating in RFMO fisheries on the high sea and report to the administrator.
Talking about RFMO under decision making, all the members of RFMO gets equal rights to vote. And there is a separate body known by the name of REIO, Regional Economic Integrational Organization, which prevents the RFMO members from double voting. RFMO follows a separate series of steps when they make decisions, especially regarding their budgetaries, administrative work, substance, and decision regarding allocations of fisheries, sharing opportunities of fishing, and making decisions regarding fishing efforts, and these decisions will be taken by counting the majority of votes. When there's a disagreement between RFMO members, an authenticated panel will review it. Regardless of their political relationships and the international laws they are representing, the parties involved in the dispute must weave their opinions and their perspective in front of the authenticated panel. Then the panel will observe the matters and the final decisions, and the decisions will not be partial for any of the sides that's in the dispute. And this process is called dispute settlement mechanism. Talking about the transparency in decision making, RFMO follows a streamlined process that helps them to reduce their lead time in decision making, and all their websites and documentations are publicly available. As an institution, RFMO follows many best management practices. When they are appointing their administrative staff, they consider two criteria. First, their fair geographical representation of RFMO members and the good points they earned by contributing to the organization. As an institution, RFMO is sufficient of robustness, has enough financial resource to stay agile and to stay resilient.
These best management practices prevent many IOUs from happening by building boundaries. Best management practices that represent general practices, conservation practices, allocation practices, compliance and enforcement practices, decision-making practices, dispute settlement practices, transparency practices, and institutional practices of merchant shipping as discussed above. Lastly, it is essential to mention BMPs have the nature to emit swiftly. There is no hesitancy of admitting that the current BMPs will evolve again, and they will be the representatives of new avant-gardes of IOU in merchant shipping.